Yo, how's it going? Shut up, George, for 2 seconds. God damn it. How's it going, guys? Zoro fanboy back with George. The Grand Live Chronicles are back. It's been too long. The dynamic duo has returned. George, what were you gonna ask me, man?
I was just gonna ask you because I see you with the mustache. Do you have a white van also?
I may or may not have a white van that I sell ice cream out of. Why? What's the problem?
Well, I think white vans are very creepy, and you look very creepy with the mustache.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? This is look. I just trimmed it and everything, bro. It's looking nice.
You trimmed it?
I trimmed it.
Let me see.
Little trim there.
Yeah,
it was getting long. It was getting long. You know what I mean?
You got that Spanish Zoro look. The Zoro. This.
It's my Argentinian side, bro. It's my Argentinian side coming out. You
ever see the Zoro movies? This movie.
Antonio Banderas.
Anthony,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins also in there, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You look a little bit like Antonio Banderas.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That is a compliment. That is quite the compliment.
And that's Antonio Banderas in his prime.
In his prime? Ooh, okay. I appreciate that.
Anyways, thank you for having me, Zoro. I'm very happy.
Having you? What do you mean? Of course you're here. The GLC would not be the GLC without George.
That's true. I got this. It's unlocked, man. I got the patent. I patented it. Let's say.
Well, no. I patented.
It's your main language. You should know it.
Patent. It's just patent. I patent GLC or Grand Live Chronicles. I patent. Okay. That was me. And you're like, oh, Smoke Raiders in the chat. George, the one, the only.
I'm surprised that Smoke Raider is not dead yet. I'm shocked. He's still alive. I thought Smoke would have killed himself at this point. I was like,
Jesus Christ. Smoke's like,
I don't know, man.
Oh, Smoke ain't happy. He's like, fuck the George. Hey, man.
Smoke. I love you, Smoke. I will always love Smoke. Smoke. I love Smoke. He's like a brother to me. I mean that. He's like a brother.
We all love Smoke, man.
In years, but Smoke's like a brother to me.
Unlike a certain someone, you know what I'm saying? Smoke Raider traveled to a different country with us, and I won't.
Man, I was in America last year.
That was years ago, bro. It wasn't last year. It was like 5 years ago.
That was last year, March 20.
Bro,
I was there just before. Actually, I was. There
I don't live in New York anymore.
I was there when Trump closed the borders, and I took the last plane back to Belgium.
That's crazy.
There were no more planes coming afterwards.
That's kind of wild.
From New York.
That is kind of wild.
Smoke, I don't look like a gold. See, that's that. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. I don't talk about the weight. You don't talk about the way my face looks like Gollum. We have a deal, Smoke. We have a deal. Let's keep that deal.
All right, guys. So anyway, we're here, of course, to talk about One Piece. We sent a couple invites out. Some people are busy, so we'll see who pops up. Mugiwara, Matt B might show up,
King of Lightning is a coward. King of Lightning, where is he?
He's dodging the smoke. He really is dodging the smoke. Because he knows.
Man, sadly enough, Sanji can't dodge a spider. But,
Ooh, coming out there with the sauce. Little barbecues. Oh, I like it. Ooh, George. Okay.
Hey, man.
Well, look.
Can we talk about Zoro?
This entire stream is pretty much going to be about Zoro, let's be honest.
I want to talk about Zoro.
That's why we're here.
I'm waiting to talk about Zoro.
That's why we're here. Can you guys hear George okay? Does he sound all right? Is he low?
Zoro, I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Yeah. Oh, but hold on, really quick. Everyone, I got to do the typical YouTuber shit. Like the video, of course. Share the video. Let everyone know the deal. You know what I'm saying? Hit that bell notification, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Do all what you're supposed to do, man. Try to get more people in here. Let people know the stream is going down, okay? Do that for your boy. All right, so go ahead, George. I'm sorry. What were you asking me?
What I want to say is that, what I want to ask you is,
okay,
do you think Zoro's trying to Katakuri?
Zoro, well, you're asking if he's stronger than Katakuri, or is he beating Katakuri?
Man, whatever.
There is a distinction.
It's the same.
There is a distinction between the two. Because
will he beat him?
That's tough. Because the thing about Katakuri it is a bad matchup. Because Luffy needed like ridiculous Snake Man speed and Katakuri to stab himself just to land hits on the man. He couldn't touch Katakuri pre-stab. The only time he hurt Katakuri is when he like pissed him off because of the Merienda. So it's a tough matchup. So I'm not sure who would win in a one-on-one fight because it's a really annoying matchup for Zoro. But that being said, I do think he's stronger at this point. I think, or he's at least on the same level. At least on the same level. He is first commander level. At least.
I heard some people.
Yeah.
I've heard some people speculate that Zoro doesn't actually have Conqueror's Haki.
Who are these? Who are these people? Who are these people?
I was reading these tweets that I think that King of Lightning was also speculating.
Who?
That King of Lightning. No, he said that. He said he was there was some tweets around Matt, because I think Matt was in a stream with King yesterday. I just saw tweets about this, and that Kaido made a mistake.
And what?
Or something like that.
Oh, Kaido was Kaido was just mistaken. Kaido, the man who has Conqueror's Haki. Let me just say this: the man who has Conqueror's Haki, the man that's been in the New World for decades, the man who has seen everybody who's capable of coding their weapons in Conqueror's Haki. For most people, we don't know if he's seen Mihawk, we don't know if he's seen Garp, but most people, at least those top 5 people. Right? He's seen all of this. But somehow, when it came to Zoro, he was just confused. He lost a little bit too much blood. He was a misunderstanding. Of course he didn't know. Yeah. He knew about everything else. He knew about, no one ever questioned Kaido's word before, but now that Conqueror's Haki is involved with Zoro, now all of a sudden it's up for debate. Fuck off.
I'm not saying King, but I heard some people, I don't know if it was King, but I heard something that people were saying, but I mean, I agree this is bullshit, that Zoro has Conquerors, for sure. And the thing is that he already, I mean, the way because I think in the chapter, I mean, I need some more explanation, I would say. In general, Haki, I think, needs a little bit more explanation, right?
I mean, of course,
just like the way it works. But the way I took that in the chapter is that Zoro didn't just use Conqueror's Haki, he actually he used, what do we call, like, advanced Conqueror's Haki?
He coded. We don't have to, like, say complicated.
What's the name? Like, we coded Conqueror's Haki?
He did.
Is that how you say it?
I think he had to have coded it.
Yeah, because that's how Kaido got hurt, right?
He looked at his scar and then he said the Conqueror's Haki line. So obviously he hurt him using Conqueror's Haki.
Because if Zoro just has Conqueror's Haki like the way Luffy used it against Kaido's men, I mean, why would Kaido mention that? Because he saw Luffy using it against his men, but Zoro using Conqueror's Haki there in the other way of, like, knocking people out would not make any sense, right?
Exactly.
Because there was no one there, so he said it also because it happened in the same chapter as Luffy. Luffy figured it out actually because of Zoro.
Right.
That's another thing also.
Right, but people are like, oh, but he said it in the form of a question. Look, let me say this once and for all.
That's a rhetorical question.
Now, let's actually dive into this. And I posted about this on Twitter yesterday. So understand the actual text that was used was Kaido said specifically. I don't know the specific line, but he said something along the lines of, so you can use Conqueror's Haki too, and then it was exclamation point and question mark. That is what's known in the English language as an interrobang. That's the actual name for it, right? And it's used when someone is surprised or frustrated, and it's usually accompanied by a rhetorical question. You're not really asking the question because you want to know an answer because you don't know the answer. You're asking out of frustration, like, oh, damn it, you have it too? It's not an actual question. It's a rhetorical question. So if people actually knew the English language, they'd know that it wasn't an actual question.
Does Zoro actually know about Conqueror's Haki?
He knows about Conqueror's Haki. We saw him.
But does he know it? Does he really know? Because it's like the way, because I'm reading the page again, and Zoro's like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Well, he definitely knows about Conqueror's Haki, because if you remember in Fishman Island, when Luffy used Conqueror's Haki, Sanji said, "Oh, that's Conqueror's Haki," and then Zoro's like, if he couldn't, that was also like a foreshadowing, because Sanji said something along the lines of, if he's using Conqueror's Haki, and Zoro said if he couldn't do at least that, he wouldn't be my captain. So.
But Zoro still uses it unconsciously, so obviously
it's he's in the same situation as where Luffy was pre-time skip but with his conquerors, and it's only a matter of time before he does the same shit that Luffy was doing, with the exception of the Rio.
But the weird shit. But this is also, I guess, it kind of makes sense, because the way also, because Zoro was already using all the time an advanced form of Haki, right, with Rio, let's say, right? Like all the swordsmen in Wano country, that's how they do it, right? And then actually, because he was already so advanced of it, he was able to go, I guess, quicker than Luffy to the next level, because Luffy only used this advanced form of Haki recently, right?
He literally got the knowledge knocked into him. about Conqueror's Haki. He didn't realize it until he got hit twice by the club.
No, not Conqueror's, advanced Haki. And then he
let me
explain.
Well, let me explain what I think happened, George. Okay, because there's a lot of confusion around this, and I understand because Oda didn't exactly explain it in the best way. But
he didn't explain it super well.
But what I think happened, what I think happened is people automatically assume that Ryo is a form of armament Haki and only armament Haki that you use in an advanced way to basically flow out your armament Haki out of yourself. But what Ryo actually is, now that we know that you can also coat yourself in Conqueror's Haki, it's just a technique to flow out any form of Haki that you can coat outwards into an opponent without actually touching them. So what Luffy did was use that technique of Ryo that he knew from using his armament Haki, and now that realized he can use the Conquerors to coat himself, he coated himself in Conqueror's Haki and used Ryo to flow it out. That's why he wasn't touching Kaido. And that's why he had a different form of Conqueror's Haki, a coating that what Kaido had and what Zoro has.
But what Luffy and Rayleigh did with the necklaces, that was just armored Haki. That wasn't Conquerors, right?
With the No, it wasn't Conquerors. It was Armament Ryo.
It
was Armament Ryo. Armament. In my mind, there's two different kinds of Ryo. There's Armament, and then there's the Conquerors Ryo.
Yeah.
So, was that?
And the Conquerors
is Matt trying to join?
Shows the moment. Yeah, but I think he's in trouble. And the Conquerors, like the way you know it's Conquerors is when you don't touch the person, right?
No, that's Ryo. The black. See, you have to understand, George. Kaido was using Conqueror's coding, and he still had to hit Luffy.
Yeah.
He still had to hit Luffy physically. So actually coating your weapon in Conquerors is separate from not touching them while hitting them. That's a completely separate thing.
But when you're hitting someone that's coated, it's gonna appear like that.
No, wait. When you hit someone else that's coated, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Like, so Kaido was coated when Luffy hit him at the end, and like Kaido was coated with Conqueror's Haki, right?
Tomati. Kaido. Luffy blitzed Kaido. Luffy.
No, but at the end of this chapter, like it looked like Luffy didn't hit Kaido, right? But he hit him.
Right, because he was using Ryo in combination with his Conqueror's Haki coding. That's why it wasn't hitting him. But when Kaido was using his Conqueror's Haki coding, he had to hit people physically. He couldn't do what Luffy was doing and do that pad weird attack that he did from a distance, right? He had to actually physically hit someone because he doesn't have the same Ryo that Luffy has.
He didn't use Ryo.
Exactly. Because like the way that Ryo was explained, it's basically a flow. It's a flow. You're projecting outwards.
I read that chapter, like that page, 10,000 times.
Right.
I think it's a little bit confusing sometimes, but maybe I'm stupid. But the way it was explained, it flows out and you don't have to touch it. It just breaks from the inside, right?
Right.
And we all know that. Yeah. That's what Luffy did with the change, with the what's it called? The same what Rayleigh did. You break it from the inside, right? So you break from the inside, and that's the advanced form of Haki, and that's what Zoro's been using the whole time already, right? All the swordsmen in Wano.
Well, the sword version of Ryo is kind of vague in comparison to the actual like Luffy fist version of Ryo because it's been portrayed differently. Really quickly though, Don Solo, thank you for the 100 bits, man. He says that's also how Rayleigh saved Kami from the exploding neckband. I don't think that was Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Conqueror's Haki. I think that was just him using Ryo to.
But the thing is that we can conclude from this, or are we just all stupid? It's not 100% clear, exactly properly explained.
Right. This is, like I said, this is not 100%. I'm not like saying, oh, you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying this is my theory about it. You know what I'm saying? So to take it with a grain of salt. I could be wrong, but I think it makes the most sense.
I think when Luffy hit Kaido for the first time after learning Ryo, he hit him like, I'm gonna go back to that chapter. It was in chapter 1000, right? Because he used Ryo there, right? You agree? You used advanced Haki when he hit Kaido.
Just this chapter?
At chapter 1000.
1000? No, I think he just used Ryo.
How about advanced Haki? I mean.
I just think that he used a new technique and he used regular Ryo using armament Haki. I don't think he was using Conquerors.
Yeah, which he couldn't do pre
Wano,
arc,
right?
But he attacked Kaido in the beginning of Wano. He couldn't do it like that, right?
Right.
So he did more damage to him, but then he realized I'm still not hurting him
enough. Yeah.
And that's when he used
Conquerors in combination with Ryo.
He didn't really hurt because he didn't really.
I mean, he did, but not enough. But not enough.
But no, he did. But Conquerors, I guess, disabled it.
I guess Conqueror's is stronger. Is just stronger than Armament.
And in order to beat Conqueror, you need to have Conquerors. I mean, it's that simple, I guess.
I guess so. I guess so.
So I guess Haki, in a way, to as a power scaling, Haki, you need Haki to beat Logia types, right?
It seems.
But in order to beat the guys above the Logia types, so above the Admirals, I would say, so the Yonkus, you need to have Conqueror's Haki embedded with you to make it very simple. That's kind of from a story point of view. I feel like that's what Oda's trying to say.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Really quickly, so I guess got a super chat. I want to read off from Shantanu Ingle, bro. Thank you for the. I don't even know denomination. Is that rupees? Because you said you're from India. Anyway, this guy, the Zoro skipped level 1 Conqueror's Haki, just went straight to level 2. Keep up the good work, my man. Much love from India, bro. We're international out here, George. Thank you, guys.
I love India. It's a great country. I've never been there, but I love you people. Amazing people. Thank you very much for the donation.
There you go. Family. Shouts out to India, man. Shouts out to India. Absolutely.
India, man. We all love you. But so the interesting thing is, okay. So, I mean, I think Luffy, for example, doesn't need Conqueror's Haki to beat Akainu, for example, right? I think you would agree with that. I think Akainu can be beaten without Conqueror's Haki.
I disagree. Because I think Akainu has Conquerors too.
Okay, well, this isn't okay. Okay, we'll step away from that for a second. So, but I think it's obvious the Haki, Logia types for the top tier dudes, the top tier dudes.
Right.
You need to have coding with Conqueror's Haki. Now, I'm assuming it's not really stated, but I'm assuming that's like when you punch, like if Luffy punches a normal, like let's say Zoro without Haki, it will hurt him. If he punches him with Haki, it hurts Zoro more, right? Obviously, Haki makes you punches even stronger to regular people. So I would assume that a Haki coated with a punch coated with Conqueror's Haki is going to hurt even more.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
But and in terms of defense, it's not, because the interesting part is that Luffy. So what does that mean that all that fucking up Luffy did to Kaido pre-Conqueror's Haki? Because it hurt Kaido, but it didn't really hurt him. But it hurt him or it didn't hurt him. Like, you know what I mean?
It was incremental. So like what Luffy said a couple chapters ago is important.
Word of Conqueror's Haki. I thought I will say it was Kaido's body, but it's not Kaido's body, or is it Kaido's body? You see what I mean? Is he doing it consciously?
Oh, you're talking about like how is he so durable in general? Like, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's super interesting, but it's also very confusing the way Kaido works then. Because once again, is it something they switch on and off? I guess so.
Why does Big Mom have like a steel outer layer where people can't hurt her? Like, a lot of this hasn't been explained. I mean, that's up to Oda to explain. In terms of durability, I don't question it. Like, what Zoro did blocking the 2 Yonko is absurd. Even if it was only for a few seconds, it was still an incredible feat, right? So durability in One Piece is weird. Like Luffy, like surviving as long as he did against Katakuri. How did he do it? You can chalk it up to willpower. I don't know. But really quickly, Franks has a very important super chat, and I want to read this off.
Yeah, I saw that.
He says, "Fook the Joroshe." Yes, sir.
Fook the name. Fook the Joroshe.
Yes.
No, but that's. I mean, I hope Oda's gonna explain in the next chapter. I think next chapter we're not gonna go to Luffy. We're gonna go back downstairs, probably, right?
That's my guess. We're gonna see what's going on with Perospero or Sanji or something.
But we need some more explanation. I like the way Oda explained awareness Haki. I think that was done really well. But now he needs to really explain a little bit more armament Haki and Conqueror's. I mean. But this is the thing. I also thought, like many people, like Conqueror's Haki was going to be for next arc. Yeah,
this came a little bit fast. I thought this was going to be the Armament Haki arc, but it seems like Oda's doing a 2-for-1 special here.
That makes sense. I mean, who's the next guy then?
Well,
I mean, who? How can he beat Kaido without using that? And then who else is after Kaido? That he
since we're on the topic, George, and I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this, because I don't know exactly how I feel about it, because half of my brain is like, oh, I'm super hyped. Luffy was able to learn this and beat Kaido's ass. It was my hype brain is like really, really entertained and excited by it. But my logical brain is thinking like, how the fuck does he not only learn this information just by getting hit and knocked out unconscious, but is then able to apply it effortlessly right there, right after that, and without having to like do any trial and error. Right.
I think I can explain that. I don't think it's, we don't know if Luffy's going to beat Kaido just like that one-on-one, but it looks like he is. Kaido already sustained a lot of damage, but really that much because he has Conqueror's Haki coding. So how much does it really do to him? So that's whether it's good or bad, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it ends up. So I'm not gonna.
You gotta understand, George. This man Kaido has taken an absurd amount of attacks. He's taken.
Yeah, but that's Kaido. But okay, I agree. But okay, so to answer your question about whether it's a good or a bad thing, I think it's complete. I think it's very fine. I mean, first of all, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that Luffy learns fast. If you think that's now a bad thing, it's always been a bad thing. Then he did it with Gear Second and Gear Third. He did it with Awareness Haki with Karakuri, and he did it now with advanced form of Haki.
Yeah.
So if you're annoyed with it now, then you should also be annoyed with the previous. This is how it is with Luffy, and he doesn't train that much. And I am personally, I love training arcs. So I think that's a shame that Luffy doesn't have that many training arcs. So that's a shame. But do I think it's a bad thing? No, with the Conqueror's Haki. The reason why, first of all, Luffy's been training now in this arc for a lot of days how exactly real or advanced Haki works. And this what Kaido and Big Mom are doing is just an advanced Haki using Conqueror's Haki, right?
Right.
And the thing is, Luffy's been using Conqueror's Haki for years already. He's trained dramatically.
It is his specialty. Like Oda stated, it was his specialty. You know, so
he mastered it even after the post. He can use it easily. So the fact that an ability that he can use in the whenever he wants to, after he used the way advanced Haki works, I don't think this is a bad thing at all. Not at all.
Right.
I think that makes complete sense.
All right, there we go.
That's my
because a lot of people that had the problem with that, and a lot of people said this chapter kind of sucked because of it. So I was curious what you thought about it. I didn't mind it. My hype brain overweighed anything else. So
I mean, Luffy's been using once again. It's a hard condition, but I mean, it's only for the top tier, and only a handful of people have Conqueror's Haki.
Right.
And of those people, there's only a couple who really can control it super well. I don't think Ace could control it super well, just like Zoro. I mean, that's stated. And Luffy trained the last days for the way advanced Haki works. And once again, in shonen manga, main characters are going to get sudden power-ups. I mean, it's something that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I mean, look at Naruto, man. Naruto learned in 3 days Sage Mode. I mean, he went from a guy who can even beat, I don't know, Neji probably at that point, unless he used the QB, to beating Pain with Sage Mode. I mean,
all facts. And speaking of which, 100 bits from Mad World Ito, it basically mirrors what you're saying here. Typically, main characters in shonen tend to get stronger quickly. That's a trend in shonen manga, 100%. That's a thing for a reason, you know. It's a thing. This happens.
So I don't think, but okay. But now to talk about so Zoro, and we'll see with the Luffy, but the Zoro part, I mean, and I said it in this arc. I said it to you years and years in this arc. This has to be Zoro's arc. He's gotta show up, or it's bust. It's like with the Brooklyn Nets this year. They don't win a ring, it's bust. And they gotta win it, or it's just bust. I mean, I said the same with Sanji also years ago. Sanji's arc, big World Account arc, he's gotta do some things because afterwards Oda's not gonna spend that much more time on Sanji. He's got too many characters.
Right.
If he doesn't do it here with Sanji, it's never gonna happen. And it's showing it's never gonna happen with Sanji. That's something that Sanji fans have to live with. But now with Zoro fans, and I think at some point for Kobe, it's also going to be an important timing, but that's something else. But with Zoro fans, I'm like, okay, here, he's going to have to show his worth. And for the last 3 years in Wano Country, he didn't do shit. There was nothing interesting. The whole killer thing, I think that was not enough.
Hey, man. It was a slow burn. It was a slow build-up, George. You just got to be impatient. Look, my thought about it, George, was I knew this was going to happen. Just wait. Be patient.
Well, I didn't think there's no way that you would predicted that it was gonna happen like this. This was
like this, no.
Oda's like, I'm gonna go full guns. I'm gonna not using a atomic bomb. I'm gonna nuke the shit out of this, just a big one. I mean, I thought he was gonna. My prediction, and I was being bald 2 years ago, was like Zoro's gonna fight King. I was being bald. I was being bald, and I was being very.
That was me too.
I think you were holding me back on it. You were like, George.
No, I made a video months and months and months ago. Maybe not 2 years ago, but very many months ago, saying that I want Zoro to fight King, more than I want Zoro to necessarily ZKK, because I thought, and I was wrong about this. Then I'm glad I was wrong about this. I thought that like being on the rooftop, the love would be spread around between everyone on the rooftop. And Zoro wouldn't get enough shine on his own, and him having his own special individual fight would have been even better, especially against someone like King, because then he could show out without having to have his thunder stolen by other characters. And
that was a bold claim, because King is, I mean, man, That's crazy.
That's king. I mean,
Zoro
yeah.
can be king on himself, but now what Zoro has proven and now is much more than beating king. Which
let me ask the
by the way,
chat.
he might still go and fight king.
I mean, I don't know about all that. That would be.
I mean, Zoro's going back downstairs.
Yeah, but he's hurt. But we'll see if someone hurt.
What does Zoro do? He was, first of all, prior to this arc, prior to the last 2 chapters, he was the most valuable person up there, in my opinion. Yeah. He was putting a lot of work. Was fucking up Big Mom, was helping out Luffy, helping him against Kaido. Then he tanked the attack of 2 Yonkus combined, which was an all-out attack. This was to fuck him up. Kaido said to himself, "Come on, let's just do this." He blocked it for a couple seconds, more than enough already for any. I mean, Sanji tries that, he's dead in a millisecond. Okay, it's just a fact. Then he.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You shouldn't say it, but you're not wrong. But go ahead.
He really hurt Kaido, and he was actually the one who got Kaido scared even prior to the last 2 chapters.
Yeah.
But people put that on Emna.
Yeah, that's the thing that's making me laugh. Like, it's just fun. It's just very exciting. It's entertainment to me to go on Twitter or go on other social medias and see the amount of mental gymnastics, to see the amount of like coping and like excuses that are made every single time Zoro has a great chapter. It's either I made a tweet about this. I said, "What's your favorite Zoro excuse?" And you saw that? Is it? It was Enma. Oh, he didn't really. There's always like a fucking like you can make a bingo card out of all the fucking Zoro excuses, and I would like the entire thing.
I think Emna is not fair because I mean, I'll give you a quick explanation. The reason why Naruto can use Sage Mode is because he has a huge amount of chakra. Not everyone can use Sage Mode.
Right.
It's the same with Emna. There's only like probably 5 people in the whole world who can use Emna. I mean, it's just the way it is. Zoro is one of those guys. Well, I mean, he's such a monster. I mean, Sanji's raid suit. Anyone can use fucking Sanji's raid suit. You don't have to have a physical ability to use a raid suit, right?
The suit is like specially tailored to individual people,
but not because you have a specific
ability. It's just because it was made for you. Exactly.
Because it's only for
technology.
Because it's made by them. But it's a technology issue. But it's not because of hockey. This Emma is because of a hockey thing. So I mean, it's just ridiculous that people even would draw that. Like, and most people, of course, who are saying that Zoro are Sanji fans. Which, as a Sanji fan, you should shut the fuck up because Sanji got a huge power up out of nowhere. And with no credit at all to him for that. Zoro or Emma, that's because he trained his ass off. And so I think that's just...
I mean, you're spitting. Keep going. I don't gotta say shit.
I don't know. I just don't understand. I mean, Zoro, his feats are absolutely enormous. I mean, I still think maybe he's gonna have another fight. If he's done now, that's fine. I hope we'll see more of him. But the hype for him now, that's what people were... I was expecting for Zoro, and Oda went through. And this is the same... I'm expecting it's the same for Kobe. I mean, I think Oda gave Zoro a huge power spike, something that no one expected. But I was saying it. I was telling to you in calls months ago. I was saying I think after the time skip, the way everything's been going, Zoro was actually stronger than Luffy. And I made a poll about it, and I think I asked it last week.
Specifically, let's reiterate. This is you're saying he was stronger than Luffy once the time skip started.
I think just after the time skip. So we're talking about Fishman Island arc. Let's say when they were in Fishman Island arc, right?
Right.
I think at that moment in time Zoro was stronger than Luffy. The reason why I thought that and why I'm saying is because Luffy got huge power-ups, right? At least 3 major ones. Doflamingo, Katakuri, and during Wano, right?
Yeah.
Zoro didn't have 1 real fight until now. We can all agree on that. So, and he maybe trained during, but only a couple months passed by, not too much. I don't know the real timeline. I don't think Oda's really busy with the real timeline. How many weeks has passed since the time skip, right? But it cannot be more than 2-3 months, right? It cannot be more, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Zoro maybe had the opportunity to train a little bit.
Well, then, that is a question. Like, that is a question. Like, how much did Enma really push Zoro?
But that doesn't even matter. Okay.
I know,
Enma,
but let me say. The only reason why I'm saying that is
stronger because of the haki you have. If you don't have the haki, Enma is useless.
Right, or not you, but yeah, just a regular sword in that case, or you die because.
And Emna, what was the point of Emna during Zoro's last attack of Ashura? What's the point of Emna there?
Oh, people were saying that was all, and people were still saying.
Draw out Conqueror's haki. I mean, no.
People were still saying that, George. People were still saying that.
And Zoro tanking shit. I mean, no way.
Right.
He tanking that attack. Okay, maybe him hurting Kaido, Emna did more, but tanking that attack, I don't think Emna helped him with that. But anyways, what I'm saying is that Zoro got at least 3 huge
Luffy
power-ups.
Yeah, Luffy
right?
got 3.
Luffy, sorry. And now, based on what Ray League was saying, and this is the reason why I'm saying this. Ray League said, I mean, Haki is like a Zenkai boost. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, it can be like in the real fight and
you
stress.
know what
Yeah.
Zenkai boost means? I mean, it's like from Dragon Ball Saiyans. Whenever they're at the brink of death, they somehow still live.
Right.
They'll get stronger. It's the same with Haki. Luffy's got 3 major boosts: Doflamingo, Karakuri, and Wano. And you can even say he had way more fights. Zoro didn't have one real fight like that. And Zoro, by the way, he also had Cracker. Let's not forget Cracker also.
Yep.
Zoro didn't have any fight like that at all. Not even close. Not even close. He had nothing. He had nothing that would potentially trigger a Zenkai boost. So Zoro, even if he trained for like 4 months straight after the time skip, let's say 4 months passed, 4 months didn't pass, but let's say 4 months passed. Even if he trained like crazy, it couldn't have been so much of a difference with the Zoro just after the Fishman Island arc. And if you see now where Zoro is, his level is pretty much equal to what he was just after the time skip. And that Zoro that we see right now, he would destroy Luffy.
I mean, it is a wild statement. It is a wild statement. We always will know. Let me just say. Let me finish. Let me finish. All right. So, it is a bit of a wild statement when you just look at it on its face. Is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that. Okay. So.
Yeah.
But you have to ask yourself, I mean, considering how much Luffy struggled with Katakuri, right? And Doflamingo, not even Katakuri, Doflamingo.
Yeah.
And he couldn't beat Doflamingo by himself. Hold on, let me go ahead and
I'm just
Jorshay, let me finish. Let me finish, Jorshay. I'm helping you out. Let me help you. All right.
Help me.
Luffy couldn't even defeat Doflamingo by himself. Right? He couldn't do that. And now we're arguing, at this point, Zoro is on equal level, and a lot of people in the chat agreed, on equal level with someone like Katakuri, or at least close at the very least. Mm-hmm. Right? And Katakuri is clear of Doflamingo, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. So I mean, the question really is did Enma push Zoro from someone who was, not even close to where Doflamingo was, where Luffy wasn't, like, Doflamingo level. He was close, but not Doflamingo level. But did Enma push him really that far to the point where he jumped from someone that was weaker than Luffy was at Dressrosa all the way to, being on first commander level? You have to really ask yourself that question. Now, I don't necessarily know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because right now, everyone agrees, and even I'm sure you would agree, George, Luffy obviously now is clear of Zoro. It's not close. But you have to ask yourself, considering the fact that Zoro hasn't had power-ups at all post-time skip, other than Enma, what was his floor at? To the point where what could he have done without Enma?
I'm trying to, I don't know.
I don't have the answer to that.
But the thing is, there's one more point that I have to absolutely make that really, for me, seals the deal. And is that, and I need to see the facts. I don't know the exact facts, but we need to go back to. And if someone knows a chapter where Rayleigh explains in Wano Country, I think it was in Wano Country, where he explains more about Haki, and how it's kind of like a Zenkai boost in the sense that the more tough battles you have, the stronger your Haki will get. You have to get in very tough battles. I think during the 2 years time skip, Rayleigh left Luffy after 1 year.
No, I think it was actually 6 months he left him after. He only trained him in the basics for 6 months. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you for reminding me, DJ. We got a bunch of new people in here, man. We're talking a little crazy right now. I apologize, but this is interesting stuff. Be sure to like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button,
fuck your like button,
hit that shit, hit that subscribe. But go ahead,
Zoro was training 2 years. Well, we don't know. I'm gonna assume, because if Zoro would be stronger than Luffy just after the time skip, it would the only way that would be if you would train 2 years straight with Hawkeye. And if you consider Haki, Zoro's Haki blossomed like crazy if he had death matches with Hawkeye the whole time.
Facts.
Because I am assuming that the training Luffy had with Hawkeye isn't the same kind that Zoro had with Hawkeye. Wasn't the same kind of training that Luffy had with Rayleigh. Like Luffy Rayleigh training is like a Gohan and Goku training, while the Hawkeye Zoro training is like Gohan and Piccolo training.
Okay.
You just keep fucking them up. Like just during the same side arc.
Well, it's kind of vague. We don't know exactly the details of Zoro's training.
That's what I'm assuming, because I know it's crazy to think that Zoro was stronger than Luffy after the time skip. And the only way, in my opinion, that's possible is that Zoro trained for 2 years straight with Haki like a madman, and his Haki really blossomed like crazy because Luffy really, I think, when Rayleigh left him, Luffy really like trained his Conqueror's Haki a lot, and he was really busy with that. I'm assuming we don't really know, but once again, what Rayleigh was saying is the only way is you blossom your Haki to a real true extent is if you fight the whole time. You fight, and once again, if people have the chapter, give me the chapter. I think it was during Wano Country Arc. I have to find out the chapter.
Really quickly, like man. I got an old homie from the YouTube communities in the chat. Walking 00 Dead, bro. How have you been, dude? It's been forever. Dude? Holy shit, bro. Blast from the past, bro. Making me feel old. They've not found the One Piece yet, Walking 00, but they're getting close. I'm gonna be real with you. They're getting real close.
It's the journey. The One Piece is the journey.
That's the one thing, man. Getting a little off topic for the moment, like, Matt, what are you doing in the chat? Get in the fucking call, bro. I sent you guys, this man, Matt. I cannot believe him. Anyway, this chapter really showcases, like, the timeline that Oda gave, the 5 years. It isn't completely crazy. Like, it's not going to be 5 years. We know. We know it's going to be 5 years. It's going to be longer. But chapters like this, where it's like Luffy gets this massive jump, we're fucking coming close, man. It's not going to be, like, 10 years down the line, bro. It's going to be sooner rather than later.
Now he's massive jump.
All right, here he is. Bensei himself. Man, how you been, bro? How you doing?
Oh, hello. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good,
Matt.
Matt.
How you doing, Matt? How you doing?
No, you know, I'm here. I'm training. I'm studying right now for some stuff coming up. But yeah, we're good.
And by the way, congrats on your relationship, Matt. You seem like you're very happy. Congrats.
Congratulations on my relationship. Oh, thank you so much, Jeroshay. I'm okay. I am very happy, but I wanna choke my girlfriend sometimes. But you know,
hey man, that's all love, man.
Matt, and speaking of congratulations, really quickly, George, I wanna say to Matt, of course, man, congratulations on Anchor, man. It's incredible success so far, and we're looking forward to the next chapter, of course. But everyone should read Anchor. Where can they catch Anchor, Matt?
Oh, if you wanna read Anchor, you know, just go on Webtoons. Type in Anchor. It's a sports manga, but also, you know, slice of life. It's Afro comic as well. Yeah, man. There's 2 chapters out right now. The 3rd chapter should be out by the end of the month. Yes, sir. Thanks for the plugs.
Absolutely, bro. It needs all the love. That series is great so far. I'm excited for it. Absolutely.
I'm gonna link everybody in the chat. Y'all gotta go subscribe to that.
Definitely.
We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. I just posted it in the chat.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that link is gonna work.
You can send it to me, and also I can put it in the chat.
Okay.
But yeah, so while you're doing that, Matt, a quick question. George,
I'm gonna post it in the Discord.
I found the chapter. 886. That's a chapter.
All right, I got the link right here. Really quick, Matt, because we were discussing this topic, and I'm curious what you think about it. Considering how impressive Zoro has been, I know you're a fellow Zoro fan. You've been holding it down in the community, right? On the rooftop, and just how much he's blown expectations for most people, including myself. Do you think that, considering as much power-ups Luffy has gotten post-time skip, do you think that coming out of the time skip fresh, Zoro was stronger than Luffy?
It was during Woke Count, by the way. Sorry, guys, not Wano Country. Please go, Matt.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I linked the wrong thing. Hold on.
Do I
Matt, can I give an argument?
No. I don't think that he was stronger. I don't think he was stronger. No.
There you go.
No.
Okay. Can I, Matt? Okay. That's your statement. Now, what's important is if you go to page 19 of chapter 886, this is where Rayleigh is saying to Luffy about the haki is the real investment in haki you will make is during extreme use in battle. So the stronger the foe is you face, the stronger you will become. It's not really a Zenkai. It's like more if you have like very hard battles against a stronger, you will get stronger and stronger and stronger, right? So the more you fight against someone really powerful, the stronger you will get, right?
Okay.
And I think it's fair to say that Luffy dramatically improved since the time skip, right?
Correct.
He had, I would say, 3 big boosts: the Flamengo, Karakuri, and during Wano.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any really. Fishman Island arc. I mean, he had Cody, but I don't think really his hockey really advanced, right? So it's not so. While Zoro didn't have any until now, right?
Yeah, Zoro hasn't had a hockey bloom yet,
He didn't have
or
any. Correct.
until probably recently,
Yeah,
with this
and
whole Enma
and I
thing,
would say
or
that,
not with the Enma, but Ashura. Yeah, okay.
and I would say that, of course, it's all sometimes in One Piece it's matchup oriented, but I think that the Zoro right now that we have right now would do
Mhm.
more work. And if you assume that the Zoro we have right now is pretty much equal to the Zoro we had just after the time skip, and I think that's fair to say. I don't. He trained, but how much is training going to do for you in a couple months? There was nothing any significantly mentioned towards that. He had Emna, of course, but Emna you can only control if his haki already is superior, is extremely well. And I think the Zoro that we have even right now, even if you take away Emna, I think he would do better than the Luffy after the time skip we just had. And I think the argument that Rayleigh is making, saying to Luffy, the more extreme you are, the strong opponents, you will get better and better. And Rayleigh left Luffy very quickly after training. He trained him 6 months, Zoro said, and then a year and a half he
I
left
think it
him.
was 6 months. I could be wrong.
What if Zoro
No.
trained 2 years
He trained Luffy for a year and a half.
and
A
then the
year and
last
6
month-
months.
the last
Okay,
month-
a year and
last-
6
yeah,
months.
and then the
Okay,
last-
that's what it was.
No,
He was
the
6
last
months that he
month-
was gone. Okay, that's what it was.
In the last
but
6
the
months,
way-
yeah, Luffy
Right.
was
The way
fine.
also he trained Luffy wasn't really. He was more like teaching him the basics. And I don't think that fought much one-on-one. Not
Well-
confirmed, but it
Well,
seems
I
like they
have a
didn't
good
fight
question. I
much.
have a good
I
question.
think Zoro versus
Okay,
Hawkeye
but
was
okay,
one-on-one, and
wait
Zoro
a
got
second though.
the
Wait a
Bensei
second.
boost
Wait a
every
second though.
day.
Wait a second. You're not factoring in all. You're not factoring in all facets of what was going on the island that Luffy was on. So whenever Luffy got there, Rayleigh told Luffy that there were at least 500 monsters that Luffy could not beat right now the way that he
Yeah.
was.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right. So if you guys assume that, we haven't even I mean, like, there's probably a bigger monster there that Luffy couldn't even defeat until, maybe until like right before the time skip, or maybe like 6 months before, maybe
Mhm,
that
mhm.
was what that 6 months that 6 months that he spent
He tamed
training
him. He tamed him.
for.
It's
Right.
what we
All right.
know.
Well,
Came
well,
afterwards.
my quick,
But he came to
I
his
guess
conqueror.
really
No,
quickly,
no, no,
really
no,
quickly,
we only know-
really quickly,
Okay,
George
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you a question, Matt. If Luffy from Fishman Island was on the rooftop, nothing happened in between. Just Luffy goes from Fishman Island right to the rooftop with what Zoro is right now. Is he weaker than Zoro?
If he goes from Fishman Island to the rooftop, is he weaker than Zoro is right now?
With just, I guess, Gear
Uh,
Fourth.
That's Luffy
considering
with Gear 4 who
considering
passed out
that
after 2 minutes. by the way.
considering that Zoro has Enma and all of that.
Right. And keep in mind, like, even
Nah,
at the
I'd
beginning
say-
of
I'd say that
Wano.
Zoro-
Okay.
I'd say that Zoro was stronger. I'd say Zoro's stronger.
Give Zoro a random ass sword, man. He's still stronger.
Nah,
So, okay.
because I think what Enma is doing for Zoro is pretty much improving Zoro's
He
haki
control, yep.
and in turn improving his haki in general.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
So you think without Emna he couldn't have pulled out because Zoro had Conqueror's Haki before Emna, right? This is clear. But so he couldn't have pulled out the Conqueror's Haki coding.
Well, I don't think that
Ultra
it's clear. I don't think that it's clear that Zoro had conquerors before.
Well, I mean, he used
before
Ashura,
this, but
I mean,
well,
before.
well that see,
So
that whole thing
I
that
don't
that
know.
whole thing is like I don't. We just gotta like. So this is the thing, right? Is Ashura does Ashura just have so every time Zoro uses Ashura,
Mhm.
is Zoro just was he unconsciously putting haki into or Conqueror's haki into Ashura, or was the aura that Zoro given out,
Right.
was that was that as a result of Kaido, or is that why Kaido was like, oh, he has Conqueror's haki? Was it because of just the potency of the attack? Now, I think that we gotta wait a little bit more to see.
Right. We don't know for sure.
because it's like that.
We
That's
need some
still
more
yeah. That's
explanation.
still like up in
If
the
I had to
air.
guess, I'd say the
Right,
former
so-
personally, but you don't know for sure. It's up in the air. I agree. But my thing is, like, Matt, really quickly, George, really quickly, George, I want to go back onto this, continue on this point, because people in the chat still think that Luffy after Fishman Island is still stronger than Zoro. So my question is like, even in Wano itself, even after all the power ups he got up until Wano, Luffy still got one shot by Kaido. So how could you say that Luffy, even without getting any power ups leading up to Wano, with Gear 4th, gets one shot by Kaido? Zoro, with just a new sword, comes to the rooftop, and he's fighting for Kaido for a significant portion of time. He didn't get one shot at. He tanked and attacked from 2 Yonko.
That's a bit because Luffy was super cocky against Kaido, and also Zoro.
I'm just saying he did no damage to Kaido. He did no damage to Kaido.
I mean,
no damage in Gear 4th. He bounced off of Kaido. I'm just saying from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, but I think there the Emma difference really speaks in.
So you're saying that Zoro, if he didn't have Emma, would not be able to hurt Kaido at all?
I think Zoro Emma really makes him hurt Kaido, but I think also, regardless of the Emma thing, Zoro is still able to tank Yonko's attack, and the Asura thing, we don't know if that's because of the Emma with
but the thing is,
and stuff. We don't know about that. But I think without Emma, it's obviously way harder for Zoro to damage Kaido. This is a fact. I mean, Kaido himself said it, obviously. But still, Zoro has a tremendous amount of feats that he did during the rooftop, Emma or not.
All right, I was just curious. That's the only thing that kind of got me thinking, but okay.
I don't know if you put Zoro versus Luffy. I mean, I think just the way. I mean, for me, almost there's no other way that Zoro had to be stronger after times ago. I know it's crazy, but if you look at all the boosts that Luffy got, and maybe it's just bad writing by Oda, and Oda should have given Zoro a real fight before Wano. You can also make that argument.
He should have, yeah.
But it's just that he had no fights, and suddenly he's putting in all that work
against Kaido. Yeah, just
look at the difference with Luffy. And for me, it's not even a great thing because I think maybe Oda messed up there. That's not how it's supposed to be. I know that. I mean, of course, Luffy should always be stronger than Zoro. That makes, of course. I mean, no one's gonna argue that. But I just feel like based on the facts, it's not the case. And the way you can explain is maybe Zoro had a fight with Mihawk every day, and Mihawk just testing his limits every day, and his hockey really.
Yeah, I think when you break it down, Joshi, I think it's the former that just Oda didn't kind of like.
Yeah,
make it right, do it right,
It was not his intention.
Yeah, it wasn't his intention.
But he kind of messed up, and I mean, you can make a similar argument with Kishimoto, with Naruto and Sasuke. I mean, man, look at the time skip after that, man. Naruto was like fodder compared to Sasuke. That's also, and then suddenly he gave Naruto this bullshit stage mode in 3 days. While he didn't do shit for two years and a half, I think, or even 3 years. So it's like, that's not good writing. You can set it up a little bit better. And I think he made maybe a mistake here where he never really gave Zoro a shine. So he's like, oh, fuck, man. Okay, well, I have Emma. I'll just give him this Emma power-up, and then maybe it will be explained. But for me, that's not enough.
Well, I think the shine okay, so you just gotta it just depends on how you look at this, right? Zoro wasn't challenged at all in the New World until now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem. I think that was a problem.
I don't really think it's a problem. Like, do we really got to see Zoro in a high diff fight? Like, I think based off the story,
considering it's been years and years, Matt, kind of.
It was Thriller Barcock was the last time.
It's been a long time, man.
Okay, but look at what we've gotten in between there, right? You have what Zoro did. So just look at what he did on Fishman Island. He almost defeated Hody. He would have defeated Hody if that fight would have continued.
That was horrible done by Oda because the main villain of that arc was fodder after one chapter. It was just horrible.
I loved it.
I mean, man,
the reason why he even survived was because the reason why
it was
the steroids too.
I mean, it's like so you have Zoro doing that to Hody, and then look at what he does to to the other guy, the swordsman, pretty much like low diff.
Yeah.
Then go to Monet.
I think that was his biggest
showing. Yeah, like and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, do you really need to see do you really need to see Zoro in a fight? Hang on. Do you really need to see him in a fight to say, oh, he's not this strong? Like I feel like what we saw from Zoro was enough to like. I had Zoro defeating the commander before Wano.
He did.
Luffy and Zoro defeating the commander before he got Enma. So I never thought that we needed to see that. What I took the most from Zoro's fights was how fast and how easily he was finishing them. I and if you use that, you know, as a sample size, and then you know you just scale that up. Okay, if he fights in a high div fight against a commander or against a cracker, a who else? Uh,
Or Flamengo? I don't know.
Doflamingo, right? Like you could, you know, there's several people you can name. What he did with Fujitora. I mean, bro, there's been plenty of things that tell us how strong Zoro is, or that give us an idea of where Zoro is at.
Yeah, it's true.
But the thing is
Like,
with Zoro, Zoro is a specific character where really he needs to like you need to hurt this guy, and then you're gonna see what it's made of, you know. And it's been for me, it was Thriller Barker was the last time we saw that because that's Zoro. That's what it's all about. He goes all the way, and then he pushes himself, and that's also what Haki actually is,
Yeah.
as Relic explained. And that's what I want to see from Zoro, because that's like it's like when Sanji cooks, you know, that's his shining moment. Zoro is like when he's at the brink of death, and then like and like I don't want to see Zoro just one-shotting people and be like, I want to give him I want him to have a challenging opponent so he can really go all the way, and that's that's how I love to see Zoro. You know, that's what I want to.
yes,
see from
but that's what you want to see. But do you need to see that to be able to know how strong Zoro is? And no, you don't.
No, I agree with you because I also said I think prior to this arc, Zoro's gonna fight King, which was a great
Yeah.
at that moment.
He
right?
did say that.
The
Yeah.
biggest,
Not anymore.
The biggest
But,
problem, the biggest problem in the community, right? And in terms of like Zoro, was people were underrating where Zoro was at. So from the beginning, right?
Right.
Like before, even
you
before
mean,
Zoro got
you
Enma.
mean Sanji fans?
No, everyone.
Yeah. Some other people probably. But,
Everyone was underrating where Zoro was at even before he got Enma. So it's like whenever whenever Zoro does get Enma, and now he's showing everything, or he's showing what he can do, right? So now people are like, oh, well, this doesn't make any sense. Well, if you compare what Zoro was doing before he got Enma, yeah, it makes fucking perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense.
But it would have been nice actually just for this whole. I'm not talking about okay, Oda shouldn't care about that, but it would be nice if Zoro really. Although he had feats with Fujitora, I think that's his biggest feat, I guess. Although the Monet was the most badass moment.
I think Monet.
If he did something,
was the biggest feat.
Yeah. Well,
quick question.
Well,
I
yeah,
was gonna ask
maybe.
about this. Do you think that Monet was Conqueror's Haki? Unrealized?
I think that was a hint towards it.
Yeah.
I think that was. I mean, if you go back and you look at the dialogue, especially what Tashigi was saying,
Right.
the overwhelming presence, just how she emphasized his presence, right? And that's something that is that's definitely emphasized when it comes to Conqueror's Haki, right? So I think that to me was the dead giveaway. Okay, like that's when I said, yo, Zoro for sure has Conquerors because of that Monet moment.
I mean, I thought he had Haki when the moment Rayleigh had Haki at Conquerors, then he was revealed to be Roger's first.
Yeah, I
name.
think that was enough.
Story-wise,
That was enough for me as far as like the story goes. But like
Yeah.
when
It's like
I
Kobe,
think
you know?
that everybody when I think the community, when I think everybody like was like, okay, this nigga has it. It's kind of hard to deny it. Was the Monet stuff,
Right.
because it's like it was intimidation, overwhelming presence. Those two words were definitely used by Tashigi whenever she was talking about Zoro.
It's facts. It's facts. And
specifically that moment.
And there's one more thing I want to ask you. We were talking about this earlier, Matt. I want to know your take on this. What are your thoughts to the people out there, to the doubters that say that Zoro he doesn't really have Conqueror's coding. It was just Kaido was mistaken, or whatever the case may be. The excuse is being thrown out there. What is your take on what you saw in 1010, and what is your message to the people out there?
Damn, that's crazy. What's that noise?
Oh, you can hear almost something with my fan. Hold on one second. Let me mute that.
Oh yeah. You have that little moment where
my bad. My fan goes crazy. Hold up.
Nah,
Zoro,
you
you
good
got
now.
a fan? Cool, man.
I think you're good now. I think you're good.
But
But
it's fucking warm in
okay.
Florida,
So just in terms of that, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at people saying that Zoro might not have the coding,
Yeah.
the Conqueror's coding, but to deny that he has Conqueror's Haki, that's just a whole nother thing. That's I don't have any words. I don't have any words for people.
Matt,
I don't have any words.
Matt, do you think Hawkeye can beat Zoro with 2 knives?
No.
King made a tweet about this. You didn't see his tweets?
I don't really
he asked it as a question, like to people.
I don't pay too much attention to what King tweets and stuff. I like to just talk to King because King, when you're talking to him, is much different than King pandering to his audience or pushing the narrative. So
that's true. But we talked to King and he said Judge was top 5.
Oh, we're doing King slander now?
No.
You remember?
Never any King slander. Never any King slander.
What is going on here?
He's honestly one of the nicest guys that I've ever seen.
He's a great dude, man. He's a legitimate great dude.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, when it comes to talking to King, or when it comes to like looking at King's takes, I would just rather talk to King than take his opinion based off of what he tweets or based off of what he what he's.
Yeah, you talked to him yesterday, right? What was his thoughts on things? I didn't really see much of his review or his reaction, rather. So I'm curious what his thoughts on the chapter were.
So we all agreed on that we need to see more. As far as the Conqueror's coding thing is, in terms of that.
I brought up
from Oda. Yeah. I brought up the whole thing, or we briefly talked about how Conquerors might be the key to a Black Blade. I've been seeing that going around recently, but that doesn't really make any sense because Whitebeard, Roger, Shanks don't have Black Blades to our knowledge. And I said, I mean, to our knowledge, I'm referring to Shanks in that regard.
And you also take too much into factor what Oda did pre-time skip.
What do you mean?
With the Black, for example, with Haki, and he never portrayed it as Black pre-time skip, for example, also.
No, there's no Black pre-time skip.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He did it at post-time skip. So, like for example, the feeds that Whitebeard did with Haki, Oda didn't, the way he would do it now would be way different than the way he draw it. Yeah. So that's something you also have to like.
Well, I don't think that we have to factor that, right? Because the thing is that we know that Whitebeard had advanced ornament, and he's able to use advanced conquerors. Like, we don't need the, I think we can all agree.
It wasn't shown like that there. I agree with you, but because Oda didn't have it in his head at that moment. That's what I'm saying. To draw it like that.
Well, yeah, because he was trying to save it for the time.
Right. So I think my point. I think what he's trying to say.
Or he didn't know artistically to draw it as Black.
I think what George is trying to say is like maybe Whitebeard's. If Oda had known he was going to go this route, maybe he would have gave Whitebeard a Black Blade. But pre-time skip he didn't like.
I don't think he knew all these at that moment, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I took it from.
Yeah, I don't think it's conquerors. I mean, Armament Haki's been portrayed to to blacken throughout the entire series that we've seen. A post-time skip, right? That's the Armament Haki thing. Skip. It's Conquerors is like the lightning. It's the different. So I don't see how that how Conquerors mixes with making a Black Blade. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's actually interesting. I should compare the panels of Shanks clashing with Whitebeard and then Whitebeard clashing with Roger and Kaido clashing with Big Mom. The way Oda drew that, I think that's very interesting to look at how the difference is there. Because that's all Conquerors Haki clashing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Now we know. So the way, because he probably drew it a little bit differently. I don't know if there was a Black Lightning when Shanks and...
There wasn't lightning, from my knowledge.
No.
No.
But there were the cloud shatters. Oda had something in his head already.
There wasn't lightning. There wasn't lightning in Whitebeard and Shanks's, but I can't remember if there was lightning with Big Mom and.
I'm sure there was. No, I'm sure. Let me take a look. I'll find the chapter.
Nah, not with Whitebeard and Shanks. Definitely no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's so because the way Oda, because of course that there was, but he just didn't. At that moment he didn't know to draw it like that. I guess.
I mean, let's say hockey is the most inconsistent thing about One Piece, but that's another
Yeah,
discussion
well,
for
yeah.
a whole
That's the
other
thing, you
time.
know. We have so much little
But that's the
information.
thing, and that's what I'm saying. It's like also the way he knows it, and also the way he drew it post and pre-time is also different.
Well, I don't think that he I don't think that like he didn't draw hockey at all pre-time skip. Like
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
the only way that you knew if someone was using hockey is if someone said something.
Yeah, yeah, and then he decided artistically, I have to show it to the people, which makes sense. I think that was a good choice. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
but
that's what his
I,
editor
I
probably
think
told him,
I think that
make it
that was
black, do something.
I think that was because but mm, I mean, you can attribute that to a lot of different things, but I mean, I don't like, bringing up pre-time skip versus like all of this. Like, I don't really think that serves any value because like we all know that like people were using hockey pre-time skip, but it wasn't depicted the right way, and we can chalk that up to a lot of different things,
Right.
whether that be because Oda hadn't explained it yet, whether he was still developing the power system,
Mm-hmm.
whether we see the story in the eyes of Luffy. So Luffy doesn't have hockey yet, so he can't like notice other people using hockey, or he can't visually recognize it. So
There's a
There you
Black
go.
Lightning with the Kaido Big Mom clash, by the way.
There is.
Yeah,
There was
there is
lightning
Black
all the way back to Don Shinjo and Luffy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
But I
been a
didn't
thing.
know 'cause in the panel, does it? Because Kaido Big Mom, her sword and his mace that actually hit each other. Because it's not really clear on the panel. I don't know what the anime did there. Because I feel like the anime in One Piece is now like this extra canon, kind of like with Dragon Ball the way they did it. You know, they put this extra stuff in there, and Toriyama said it's canon for him.
Oda's
And I think the One Piece
storyboards.
anime is doing this now also recently. Like, I think it's actually good. They're adding stuff.
Oda just storyboards for the anime at this point.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's actually one of the best things.
I'm
that you
not.
can
I'm
do.
not an anime truther, man. I'm sorry. I can't be. Not yet.
But you don't like it that he does it like that to put some extra information, I'd say.
I don't mind the extra information. I love the way the anime is going. I just don't consider it canon because there's too much inconsistency. There's too much shenanigans involved, and then people
Oda ever
have to
say
pick and
canon?
choose. Like, okay, this is canon, but this isn't canon because obviously this isn't canon. So it's like, how could you do that? It's either all canon or it's not canon. You can't say, oh, after a certain point then it became canon, but anything before that isn't. That's dumb. I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's like that though.
I really don't. I think that you
'Cause I
can't
think
pick and
also- I
choose.
think
You can't
Oda-
pick and choose.
Because
Can't
I
do
really
it.
think Oda is skipping shit. I think Oda is skipping shit on purpose, like from fights, and then the anime is gonna fill it up.
That could be the case, but I still.
Because he's probably realizing I cannot do all that because it's gonna take me too long.
I just got.
And then I'm gonna storyboard it for the anime.
I'm gonna mirror what McDude said in the chat, and this is one word: Batman. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
I don't get that. What does that mean?
Fucking Bat.
I
Bat.
get it. Yeah, I know. He was beating Luffy. I know. I remember. Sorry.
I mean, come on.
But the anime.
You can't say,
I
"Oh, that
feel
doesn't
like-
really count, though." That doesn't really count. But the other stuff counts. But that doesn't really
Yeah.
count. No, that's.
Yeah,
fuck,
no,
come
but
on,
that's true.
Come on.
There was probably this one drunk intern that was like working
Because
for
we know
toys,
for a
like,
fact
you
that
know,
there's not only do they add stuff for the anime, right? But there's in canon filler.
Yeah.
There's in canon filler too. So you can't all say, "Oh no, it's canon," because there is still filler there. It's inherent.
But I feel like that's what he's gonna do now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but I feel like that's what he's gonna do.
All right, and I don't mind.
That's
I
what
don't
he's
mind
doing.
it. I'm just saying, don't take it as gospel though. That's all I'm saying.
But it's always like that. I mean,
Right. It's just like, oh, interesting. But
I
when
mean,
people
man,
start
that's
using it
what
in
it is.
arguments like it's fact, that's when I have a problem. You know, that's the only difference.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
but it's always like that, man. They're still like arguing about shit that happened in Dragon Ball anime 30 years ago, and what's different than in the manga and blah blah.
Well,
blah,
most
blah.
people.
It's-
Well, the thing about Dragon Ball is most people
always
got
like
into
that.
Dragon Ball through the anime, so people assume that's the canon, but it's really not. You know.
Well, Toriyama said that anime is a canon. He said it's also.
Oh,
canon.
did he?
Yeah, he said that. It's also canon.
So
That
GT's
both
canon?
is- Both is canon. No, not
Oh,
GT.
but it's anime.
No.
It's anime. I don't know.
well, it was not based on his source material.
Ah,
so
but it's
there
anime.
you go.
Anime's canon though.
No, but I remember somewhere he said that Dragon Ball animes, the Dragon Ball Z anime,
Oh, Z.
I don't know about the original Dragon Ball,
Okay.
is also canon.
I don't know. Toriyama.
But I don't think-
Toriyama forgot
I
his
think
own
there was just
character,
a lot
bro.
of-
I don't know. I don't know.
That's true. You remember that interview with Oda where Oda was like explaining him shit from his own series?
that was funny as fuck, dude. He's like, oh yeah,
Man,
I
Oda's
did
like
write that
explaining him.
character. What was her name? Palm? I don't remember. Yeah, I did write her.
Wasn't the original?
Yeah, he didn't even know.
That's funny.
That's kind of wild.
Damn, man, he's swimming in money, and he's one of the
He
most
don't care.
revered mangaka of all
Bro, he
time.
really don't
so,
care.
yeah.
I respect that. I respect someone that doesn't care like that. But I just want to
I
say,
think Oda cares too much. That's the thing, I guess. Toriyama just doesn't give a
yeah,
shit.
Oda's the complete opposite spectrum. He puts so much detail into
Yeah.
like motherfuckers we don't care about. Like,
Yeah.
I was rereading the goddamn I was rereading Punk Hazard recently, and I fucking hate those kids, bro. Even more than when I.
Man, you were able to read that arc? Holy shit!
The
man.
arc's
These
not
fucking
bad. I
kids,
actually
man.
like that arc. I do like that arc.
I hate the kids, man.
Those kids are the worst.
Oh my
The whole
God.
like I understand he was trying to like have a deeper message of like, oh, drugs are bad. You know how addiction can ruin someone's life. You know how kids are abused by adults and all these kids. Like a lot of really interesting like themes in there, but it's just execution. Execution was trash. No one gives a fuck about these kids, bro. The whole shit with them and Smiley and how long that took, I just wasn't a fan of that. But everything that happened before and everything that happened after, I think was fantastic. I love that arc actually. I do. I think it's underrated. I honestly think people give it too much shit.
I like the ending when Doflamingo destroyed Smoker.
Yeah.
That was the end of Smoker. It's
We don't talk about Smoker,
With Sanji and Woke Count, that was the end of him. Like,
We don't talk
after that, it was done.
about Smoker, bro. That's my boy. I don't want to talk about him.
Man, he's already in his 40s, man.
Smoker's got conquerors hockey. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay, Zoro, good question. Do you think Kobe is gonna have Conqueror's Haki?
Yeah,
Damn.
I do.
Do you think he's gonna do Conqueror's Haki Cody?
Because, like, keep in mind, like, he's supposed to be a threat to Luffy at some point, right? I don't know how he's gonna be. I
Yeah.
don't know how, considering Luffy's growth, he's gonna be a threat. I just can't see how it's possible. But if he's gonna be any semblance of a threat, he has the very least has to have conquerors. And Kobe has like qualities of a king, right? He wanted like even as when we first saw him, he wanted to be an admiral. He wanted to make big changes. I mean, he has the qualities. Everything is there. He's trained by Garp. I see Kobe having it. But my question, I guess, to you though is like, out of the characters that are not confirmed, who do you think absolutely has it? For me,
Dragon.
I was gonna say Dragon. Yeah, 100% Dragon.
I totally Garp.
Akainu, Dragon, definitely Garp. I'm even more confident of Garp than I am.
Blackbeard.
I say
Blackbeard.
Fujitora.
Fujitora. Ooh.
Blackbeard. No, I don't think Fujitora. I would not say Fujitora. There you go.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't like him.
See, I was thinking
'Cause you don't
Fujitora,
like
man.
him?
No,
I
I
need something
don't
better.
think
something
Fujitora
better
has
than
it.
that.
But I think the reason why you're saying Fujitora is because he just had his devil fruit, right? And prior
No,
to
it's not
that-
because he just had his devil fruit. It's because of his ambition, because of his goal, because of his will not to bend to the world government. What he did in Dressrosa, he wanted to expose the government, not just not just expose them, but he made a decision. When he could have definitely intervened. I think you gotta like look at the overall like scope of what his intentions are, what his character is doing, and yeah, Fujitora
So
definitely.
someone with like an
somebody that
unbreakable
has-
will. Like
Yeah.
that's for you.
Yeah.
So like Kobe for sure then, right? We agree.
Yeah, I'd say Kobe.
I'd say Kobe too.
I mean,
I think-
Dragon 2, Garp, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right,
Garp
like,
has to have
like,
some conquerors, right?
this is my thing. This is my thing, right? So I'm not mad at people saying no, they don't think that Fujitora has Conqueror's Haki. But if you say no, then explain to me why.
Right.
Well, I don't.
Well, let me
agree with
say
that.
one thing.
You can just say no, I don't think so, and that's fine. You can say because you say yes. So then, if you think yes, you can make like there's nothing wrong with people saying no. So I don't think so. That's not necessarily a bad thing because you don't know for sure. It's still speculation.
Right. Well, my thing is,
But
I
if
don't.
they're saying,
I don't.
Matt, if based on your arguments, Matt, people are saying no, and I don't give you a counter reason why, then I agree with you, of course. Because okay, what you say might be true, but it's not necessarily true.
Gotcha.
But I don't think there's anything wrong.
I
saying no.
think I have a somewhat of a reason, at least why I don't think Fujitora could have it. I mean, he might. I wouldn't be surprised. You're right. He is kind of stood up to Akainu. He has the cojones, right? But the main thing about Fujitora, I mean, he kind of ran away. Like, he got scarred so badly by something that happened in his past that he cut his own eyes. He ran away, bro. It's like,
Wait, he ran away.
essentially. He's like, I was. Oh,
No, he didn't say he ran away.
He's. I forgot exactly the exact phrase he used, but it's like, the horrors of the world made me want to make myself blind, and then he was inspired by Luffy because like, he gave him hope. It's like, oh, maybe there is hope in the world after all. So that's kind of like mentally, in a way, he kind of gave up on humanity because of the things he saw. That's why he's cut his eyes in the first place, right? And that might be a reference to the original actor that he's based off of, but I didn't mean he literally ran away physically. I mean like he kind of just gave up.
I mean, doesn't that show
that way.
conviction, Zoro? If you're able, like, if you're so like set in your ways that you take your eyes because you don't want to see the shit anymore, like, I think that shows.
Well, I mean,
it shows more than anything that he's like devoted to his cause.
Well, I mean, I think it would be more impressive if instead of cutting your own eyes, you do everything you can to change the way things are, as opposed to being like, oh, things are too disgusting. I'm gonna live blind because I can't see the things that disgust me. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's doing what he can.
Now
like,
he is. But he was inspired. But he was inspired by Luffy and Smoker. That's what gave him the inspiration. Yes, it was, because what happened with Alabasta. He referenced what happened to Alabasta because of Smoker, and that gave him the incentive to want to do it, to change it. So
you saying that's what made him want to join the Marines?
No. Like,
well, and that's what I'm talking about, bro.
We don't know why he wanted to join Marines.
His goal we know why, because he wanted to abolish the Shichibukai system.
I think he wanted to abolish. No, I think he wanted to abolish the Shichibukai system after what happened with Luffy and what he learned about with Smoker. I think that would happen after he joined, personally. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think.
But he joined after the time skip, Zoro.
Right.
So if he,
unless he was friends with Smoker beforehand and he learned about it beforehand before he joined, I don't know. But my guess is he became friends with Smoker after he joined. But I could be wrong.
I mean, he doesn't have to know what Smoker did, or he doesn't have to be friends with Smoker to know what Smoker did on Alabasta.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? It was covered up. It was covered up. What do you mean? Of course he does. Like, it's not like it's public knowledge.
So, okay, it is public knowledge, but I mean, this is the thing, right? With Fuji, it seems that you would think that someone like that has intel or has a way of finding things out.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay, so I said what?
Maybe we don't know what he was doing joining the Marines, so I don't know if he has intel or not. I mean, what was he doing? Was he a Wano resident? Was he like on another island? What the fuck? I want to know more about him.
I don't think Fuji's from Wano.
And that's kind of wild that he's not. I thought it would 100% would have been, but I guess he's not.
Yeah, I know everybody wanted that. I mean, I thought so at first, but nah, not anymore. He doesn't even have a top knot.
Yeah, he's not from Wano. It's kind of wild that he's not, but he's not. I don't know.
Do you think Zoro's from Wano?
Yes.
I don't think he was born in Wano. Do you think he was born in Wano?
I think Zoro was definitely born in Wano. I think Zoro's from Wano.
But isn't he from this clan? What's his clan again? With the fox?
Shimotsuki. Yeah. He's definitely from the Shimotsuki clan. Whether or not he was born in Wano, I'm not sure.
I mean, he looks like that guy. Holy shit, man! Yeah. It's like spit images.
Yeah. That's why I think Zoro's not done. People saying, okay, Zoro did his thing. He's done now. Like, I don't think Zoro's done. I mean, I don't think he's gonna fight King necessarily. I mean, it'd be great if he did, but.
Can you imagine he still beats King now, man? Where's Sanji fans gonna go, man?
Oh, bro, imagine if Zoro gets healed and he teams up with Sanji to defeat King.
Sanji maybe the new debate is gonna be Sanji Jinbei.
After what Zoro did on the roof, if Zoro teams up to be the commander, that's trash. I'm sorry.
But he's fucked up is the thing. Like,
King's fucked up too. King's fucked up too.
No, he's not. Come on. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know how fucked up he is. Like, he took a couple hits, but he's fine.
No, but Marco's not trying to fight him.
If Zoro has to team up to fight someone, a commander, after the impressive showing that he did on the roof, it is not good. It's not bad. That's shit.
Even after he's fucked up like that, like King full health against Zoro, fucked up.
It was his last attack.
And then that's absolutely against Zoro's character to fight a swordsman with someone's help.
True.
So nah, bro, I'm not.
I'm not with that either.
Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
So he's gonna beat King alone.
I'd be down with that. I mean, I wouldn't complain.
But that's a little crazy. How can you do that? He's super injured. He's done. There's no way he can beat
Unless
King.
King is really hurt too. I mean, I don't see how he could
Marco
be.
is not trying to. I don't think
He's trying to delay. That's what he's doing. He's not trying to hurt.
Yeah, like he did that also in Marine Fort arc.
He's trying to delay. That's what he's doing. But delay for who is the question.
Just try so that when until Kaido is defeated, that's his point. Just hold them off until Kaido is defeated.
There's a lot of unknown questions because you got Queen still in play, you have Perospero still in play, you have King still in play, and you don't have enough people to match up with those people.
So here, yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Drake versus Queen.
Drake?
Sanji versus yes. Drake versus Queen. Sanji versus King. Marco versus Perospero.
Yeah, I don't see Sanji versus
You
King.
think Sanji can beat
I don't think Sanji's fighting King.
I think so.
I don't think so. I just don't see that
How
happening.
can he beat King, man?
I think Queen makes a lot more sense. I think Queen makes a lot more sense. The reason why I think Queen, I mean, obviously the technology aspect of it makes a lot of sense. He kind of referenced Sanji when he showed up earlier in the arc. And Sanji always fights the goofy characters. Always. Like, even Jabara, he was doing his little gag of like, oh, I'm sneaky, I'm trying to trick you. Sanji always seems to fight the goofy characters. I don't know why, but Oda does this every single time Sanji has a one-on-one fight against Mr. 2. Right? I guess Kurobi and Fishman Island wasn't goofy, but happens a lot.
It seems that the seeds were planted to have Drake versus Queen. Whenever Queen was talking about he was gonna kill someone today, so on and so forth, and turns out to be Drake. I just see it Drake and Queen. Maybe I'm holding out hope for Sanji to get a nice fight. I think it should be against. King.
See, the thing about it is, thing about it, Matt, is like, unlike Zoro, who we didn't see what his potential was because he didn't have a serious fight at all during the time skip. We saw what's Sanji's limit. He couldn't even lay a scratch on Doflamingo. You could say his ability had a part to play in that. I understand, but
he's got no power up since then.
He got body. But are you telling me that this guy goes from being one shot by Doflamingo to then going and fighting someone even stronger than Doflamingo by a decent margin, then
Zoro
beats him?
Zoro, he look at the huge power gap that we saw from Zoro, bro. Like,
but we don't. That's the thing. We didn't see Zoro fight. We didn't see Zoro fight at post time skip, so we didn't know what his limit was. So at least with that, you can say excuse like, oh, he was already strong. Emma just put him over the top, right? Sanji, we saw what he can do.
Hold on a second. Can I address a dumbass in the chat?
Sure.
Arthur Witt.
Oh.
How in the fuck is Queen low diffing Drake?
That's disrespectful to Drake.
That is disrespectful, bro. And then let me just touch on this too. He's sitting up here saying, oh, Matt is dumb, Matt is this, everything Matt is saying is wrong, and you're gonna say some dumb shit like that? At least say something reputable. At least have 2 feet to stand on. You're saying some dumb shit like a supernova is gonna get low diff by a commander. Come on, bro.
Most of the
you gotta do a little bit better than that. And then one more thing, hop off my dick.
Get him.
You keep going to my comment section. You keep going to my comment section on other videos, and you're talking about, oh, I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna watch an hour and a half of a video that Matt's in and say that Matt is all of this shit and Matt is all of this and Matt is all of that. Bro, go do something with your fucking life, bro. You sitting up here watching my videos for a fucking hour and then you're dick eating. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
God damn.
Like straight up, bro, because I'm getting tired of this shit, bro. He literally on every single one of my fucking videos, bro. This dude comments on there saying all of this shit. Oh, Matt is stupid. Matt is this. Matt is that. Get the fuck off my dick, bro. Stop coming everywhere that I'm at. It's so simple, bro.
You got to realize, people, at the end of the day, you might think, we're just behind the screen. We're just some people. We're people, bro. At the end of the day, you can't, be respectful. Be respectful. We take time out of our day to come over here and put out this content, entertain you guys, talk about the series with you guys. You know, you wouldn't come out in person and just act that way. You wouldn't come out in person and act that way, right? Pretend like we're here, we're hanging out in person, we're talking. Don't be like that. Don't be like
bro.
that.
And then it's just, bro. And then it just pisses me. It pisses me off, bro, because like literally this is like months, and now everybody in the chat is telling me to chill. Everybody in the chat is telling me to chill. Tell that motherfucker to chill. Tell that motherfucker to shut the fuck up.
Well,
why do I gotta chill? Why do I gotta chill? I gotta be the bigger person because I'm on fucking camera or because I'm on the stream. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's facts, man. That's facts. I mean, you know, you can say, oh, avoid this, ignore that, you know what I'm saying? But we put a lot of work into the things that we do. We're all talking about stuff that we enjoy. We're trying to have a good time, you know what I'm saying? It can be annoying when people, you know what I'm saying, just go off on you and have something out for you. I've had people in my chat, you know, over the course of months just constantly get at me, constantly disliking my videos the moment the stream starts. And it's annoying. It's frustrating. It's like, bro, you know, actually listen to what we're trying to say. Why do you have to be disrespectful? There's no need for it. There's no need for it.
All I'm saying is if you say a blanket statement, if you say some dumb shit like, oh, Queen is gonna low diff Drake, at least have something to back that up. Something.
There you go.
Something.
I wish George was here for that.
I'm sorry, bro.
No. By all means.
I'm sorry,
by all
bro.
means.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, don't apologize.
Like,
don't apologize.
I'm really getting fucking sick. I'm really getting sick of this shit, bro.
Right.
I'm getting and it's just one person. It's just one person, bro. And normally I don't do this shit. I don't go at it. I don't get at a character like that, bro. Man. But that shit pisses me off.
Hey man, Matt's the chillest dude I know, bro. He don't do this, so you know you must have really been on a lot of his videos talking shit.
Like literally every single fucking video, Zoro. Hey, I'm gonna watch this video and tell you everything that you're wrong about. Motherfucker, who the fuck are you?
Yo. Who comes to a video looking to do that?
Bro, do you know how entitled you have to be to say some stupid shit like that, bro?
I mean
to why, bro, Zoro, imagine, dude comes every single video that you do, bro. Every single video that you do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna watch and Zoro, like they be streams, bro. You know, I be uploading the stream,
right.
You know, from the streams that I do on my main channel. I put them on my second channel.
Okay.
Motherfucker will go to it and say, hey, I'm gonna watch this entire video to tell you everything that you're wrong about.
It's dedication.
Like,
that's dedication,
on, bro.
I mean,
bro, that's too much fucking time on somebody's hands, dog. Like, that's crazy.
That's kind of facts.
But anyhow.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so Zoro, back to what you were saying, right?
I don't remember what I was saying, but go ahead.
I remember what you were saying,
okay,
bro.
good.
I remember what you were saying. You were talking about the matchups, like down in the roof, right?
Right.
Or down in the dome.
Right.
I think the ones that are the most important, obviously, are with the commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I would say maybe Sparrow.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the Big Mom pirates are gonna be a factor. You know, I don't think they're going to be factored in enough to where they're going to get 1v1 fights.
Look, I mean, I think with Sparrow, I would be cool if Sanji got Sparrow. I think that'd be cool, especially if Sparrow slips up the fact that he took out both Wanda and, you know, Carrot, because that would give Sanji the inspiration to want to beat him, because like, oh, you put your hands on those two women, right? I can imagine Sanji being mad at that. That makes a little bit more sense. And it gives him someone who's not a first commander, right? Because Sparrow is not technically a first commander, but someone who's pretty strong. He's got a high bounty, right? It wouldn't be like a scrub fight. It would be something that people Sanji fans can hold their head up high and be proud about. Would you say that would be good if he did that, or do you think that's not enough for him?
What, Sanji versus Sparrow?
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Bro, like, listen, when I say... When I gave that example of those three, right, I just think that however you want to slice it up, however you want to chalk it up, right, is that those three will, you can say Marco versus Sparrow, you can say Marco versus Queen, You could say Sanji versus Sparrow, Marco versus King, Drake versus Queen, Drake, like those three are going to be intertwined. I think that Sanji's going to go save Marco because Marco seems to be about to get what 3v1 right now.
Seems like that.
That's
yeah.
where,
Seems like that.
that's where we left him off at.
Right.
And Sanji always comes in at the last second. He always makes the grand entrances. I think that he'll do that with Marco. He'll save Marco, and then maybe you'll branch off from there, and then you'll see the 1v1 fights.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like I said, I'd be cool. It would make sense. You go after Queen, you go after Sparrow. King, for me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Considering what we've seen with Sanji so far, I mean, I wouldn't be completely against it, but I just feel like that's too much power creep. That's just that would mean that Sanji's raid suit makes him. It would essentially give him double the power he already had, bro. Because if you go from being one shot by someone and then going to fight another person one-on-one who's much stronger than the person that you got one-shotted by, or not much stronger, but stronger, and you're able to fight him on equal ground just because you got like this one power-up, this one suit, then that says more about the suit than it does Sanji, because otherwise he didn't get any other power-ups. He hasn't gotten stronger since he fought in Dressrosa, other than the raid suit. So how could that be justified? I just don't see it. I could be wrong. People might clown on me. I've been talking to people about this for a while now, but it just doesn't make any logical sense. At least with the Luffy stuff, that makes a little more sense. Like his power up seemed kind of like crazy, and the fact that he just got it out of nowhere, okay. But he's someone who specializes in Conqueror's Haki, right? He's dealt with other people who have been coding Conqueror's Haki for many arcs now, right? Or at least has used Conqueror's Haki in other ways, like Doflamingo, Don Jinzhao, so on and so forth. So I'm okay with Luffy's power up, although it's a little crazy. But with Sanji, that's just too much. That's too much for me. That's way past the point of believability for me. But I was curious. I was talking to Joy about this earlier. What are your thoughts on Luffy's power up? Do you feel like it was a little bit too early, too soon? The fact that he just kind of picked it up and applied it without any sort of like trial and error.
I think that the writing could have been better in terms of like Luffy's power, like how it was written. Like, okay, so look at this, right? Whenever Luffy went into Udon, right? He wasn't trying to figure out how Kaido one-shot him, how he beat him so fast. A matter of fact, I don't think at one point at all did Luffy emphasize how heavy the blow was that Kaido did to Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
All Luffy was trying to figure out was how am I going to be able to damage him?
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to hurt him? The answer that he came up with was, to reference back to Rayleigh, with what Rayleigh did.
Right.
Okay. So, not at one point has Luffy talked about Conqueror's Haki. Has Conqueror's Haki come up in terms of like Luffy's fighting style?
Right.
Or in terms of Luffy's fighting in Wano. Okay. So then he gets hit with the Thor Ragnarok or whatever,
right.
And then he's like, he figured it out. He figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one thing to that is like that's cap. He didn't figure anything out, or if he did, then like the readers didn't know that Luffy was trying to figure anything out.
It's literally he got the knowledge knocked into his head by the club. I mean, I don't know how that happened.
Literally, he got the knowledge knocked into his head. So I think the biggest thing that maybe you could say is that because Conqueror's Haki is like, I mean, there's kind of like a visual representation of it, like when you use it, I guess, because the flow, maybe the flow translates, with Conqueror's Haki as well. Maybe clearly it does. Clearly the flow translates kind of the same way that Armament Haki does. I just wish we would have. I wish Oda would have shown us and not told us. That's all.
Right. So for me, with the way that it was portrayed in the chapter, the way you were explaining it, the way I saw it in terms of what Luffy actually did, I don't know if you agree with this, but with Rio, I think he was using Conqueror's Haki coding mixed in with Rio. I don't think like him doing the attacks similar to what Roger and Whitebeard were doing was just Conqueror's Haki. He was also using Rio to flow out the Haki through him. So, so I think that both you can use Armament Haki and Conqueror's Haki with Rio, because I think it's more of a technique rather than it being a specific Armament Haki ability, like everyone assumed, because people didn't realize up until this last chapter that Conquerors could be coded.
You know how I look at it, Zoro, is that Conqueror's Haki is like a garnish to your pre-existing abilities.
Okay.
So you just, you add it on to all of the stuff that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that whenever Luffy was hitting Kaido at the end of the last chapter,
right,
that was, like you said, it was a conjunction of all of his abilities together.
Yeah, makes sense, because that's pretty much going to be like his version of Gear 5th is when he, especially if he goes Gear 4th with all of this.
Imagine he goes Gear 4th and uses the Conquerors with the Rio. That's disgusting.
That's absurd. That's Gear 5th, 100%. Really quickly, thank you, Don Solo, for the gifted sub, man. Much appreciated, guys. Let me just say for my YouTube people, appreciate everyone stopping by, man. Be sure to like the video, of course. Be sure to hit that sub button, man. Definitely subscribe to Mugiwara, or rather Bensei. I'm sorry, I'm old habits. Bensei, YouTube. My bad. George Shea, who had to dip out. He never tells me when he dips out. He just dips out, bro. I hate that.
He just goes.
But yeah, man. So definitely do that, and definitely follow on Twitch. We're trying to get to 2K followers. We got a goal. I'm gonna be giving something away if we are able to do that by the end of next month. So definitely hit that follow button. Twitch.tv/ZFB124, man. Do that for sure. But yeah. So the Conqueror's Haki thing. It was a little abrupt for me. It kind of came out of nowhere, but for me, I was hyped, so I didn't really care. I'm gonna be honest. The hype.
And that's the thing. Like, I had to kind of remove the hype from. I had to remove the hype, and I just had to okay.
Right.
Let me go look at this. Like, I had to read it after after like a couple of days, just to make sure that I'm not giving into the hype. And that's when I was just like, look, man, this is hype.
I don't think giving into the hype is necessarily bad all the time. I don't know. For me, usually I'm more of a kind of I put the hype on a minimum, and I kind of look at it as objective, or try to look at it as objective as I can, and kind of analyze it from that perspective. But man, considering just how much of the story, this is such a pivotal moment in the story. Like, I can't stress enough. Like, this is really highlighting how little we have of One Piece, and I didn't want my analytical brain to kind of ruin that moment for me. And this is a rare moment, because I don't usually do this, but I just let myself enjoy it. I let myself enjoy this one time, just this one time, because this is just a turning point in terms of okay, Luffy's there now. Like, he has earned his Yonko title this chapter. It's his now. He didn't have. I don't think he deserved it up until this point, but now he's definitely earned it. And he's right there.
I've been saying this, bro. We're closer to the end than we are anything else.
Yeah.
Like, the end is we're at the beginning of the end right now with Wano.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, we're gonna wake up, and especially if you consider how long One Piece is gone, bro. Like, dog, this shit is gonna be over in the blink of an eye. We're gonna wake up, oh shit, man, this last chapter of fucking One Piece is out. Then people ain't gonna know what we're gonna do. This is, I mean, if wherever you think One Piece is gonna end at, I think that a lot of people, or most people, can probably agree that One Piece will probably end around the 1300 chapter mark, 14 chapter, somewhere in between there.
Maybe, yeah.
1300 to 1400, that's what I'd say.
Okay.
And I feel like that's me being a little generous as well, when I say that. So,
it's crazy though. It really is.
It's kind of it's kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad.
It is.
It's we're in the thousands now, and how many times do we really get to see a series get to 1,000? So
yeah, we don't.
If you say that there's 1,300, I see Don Solo saying 1,200 to 1,300 chapters.
somebody else saying 1,300, 1,500.
Right.
I think we can all agree that there's less than 500 chapters of One Piece left.
Definitely. And that makes me sad. It really does. But I mean, all good things have to come to an end. You don't want a situation where the story is pushes itself farther than it needs to be. I know it's ironic considering we're talking about One Piece here, but I feel like Oda obviously did a great job in keeping consistency throughout. Obviously, there's been ups and downs. It's not been perfect, but it's clear he has an ending he wants to go to, and he's moving towards that ending, and we should be excited about that. Like, how rare is it for a manga to have a good ending? It's incredibly rare. So
especially a long series.
If you can name me a long series that has a good ending, I'd love to hear it because I can't think of it off the top of my head. I really can't. So
maybe the last one that I read in recent memory, and like I don't think that this ending is the best, but Haikyuu maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was an okay ending. It wasn't the best though. Like it wasn't, there was still money left on the table if you ask me in terms of Haikyuu.
Right, and when we're talking about endings, I mean like the final arc, not necessarily the final chapter. Because if you're talking final chapter, yes.
Okay, the final.
Naruto did have a good final arc. Naruto did have a good final chapter, but the last arc of Naruto wasn't good. And same with Bleach.
Final arc, the final arc of Haikyuu, I'll say, yeah, that shit was nice. She was nice. It's probably the best arc in the series.
It was real nice. I don't know who keeps saying Bleach. Like that last arc was very hit or miss. And
the last arc, it started
really
out good.
Fantastic.
It had very good ideas. It had good it had a lot working for it. But yeah, man, that shit was
yeah.
Like overall, yeah, it's kind of.
And the last chapter sucked too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Bleach is not a good example of that. Maybe Gintama had a good ending. From what I hear, I'm still like 100 chapters behind the ending. I haven't finished it. I know people are gonna get on my case about it, but heard that was good. I don't know. Slam Dunk cut off. I don't want to spoil, but it could have had a better ending. The final
could have had a better ending.
The final match was really good, but
yeah. I'm trying to think. What else is there?
Long running shows. Toriko, I didn't finish Toriko. I don't remember. I dropped it at the Monkey Balls era saga.
Toriko did not end as good as it could have. I think with what it did, it was okay. It was okay, but it's not
we'll take okay. And we'll still see. Oda still has to put out the quality at the end. You know what I'm saying? It's still, we need some time before we can say that. But it has the potential. It really does have the potential to have like an incredible ending. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I just hope that all of this is like I think that with One Piece, you have to the fights have to deliver. I think that's going to be a real big thing. Is like fights. The fights have to deliver, bro. I think by the time that for One Piece to have 1,000 chapters and for it not to have like a top 10 fight in like all of anime, it's kind of. I mean, maybe you could argue that.
Matt, I mean, how could you have any doubts that the final arc is gonna have great fights when we're getting the rooftop right now? Come on, bro. This rooftop, like Oda has.
No. I don't have any doubts. Zoro. I'm just saying they
they
gotta be there.
It's gotta be rooftop level.
So with One Piece, like with One Piece ending, I think there's like a potential like at least 5 fights that could go down as some of the best fights in all of anime. You got Zoro versus Mihawk. You have Luffy,
Blackbeard or Akainu.
Luffy or Sabo or whoever versus Akainu. You have Dragon, whatever he's gonna do. Luffy versus Blackbeard.
Dragon versus anyone.
Those 3 right there.
Dragon versus
Dragon versus anyone.
Please, Dragon make a move, bro. I gotta talk to you about Dragon. You are the Dragon fanboy, man. Like, what do you expect Dragon to be doing? Like, we're really, like you said, by your own words, we're only a few hundred chapters left. What is Dragon's role here?
You know, man. Okay, so there's a couple of things, right? When it comes to Dragon, first things first. I'll say that we've seen the Marines and we've seen the world government infiltrating other crews or different factions, right?
Right.
So we see the Marines, we see Drake. Drake is infiltrating Kaido's crew, Yonko's crew. Then we see Aokiji also infiltrating the Yonko's crew. We assume that Aokiji may be a part of Sword, but that's to be determined. Also you see CP0, you see Stussy infiltrating Big Mom's crew. So what I think personally is that Dragon has sent some of his men, some of his people to infiltrate the world government, to infiltrate the Marines.
I that's cool and all, Matt, but I'm talking about Dragon specifically. What is Dragon specifically gonna do? I'm mainly leaning towards fighting wise, but I guess I could other things.
I mean,
cool
he'll
too,
probably fight against one of the Gorosei. That's what I say he'll do.
That's it.
I don't know if we're gonna see Dragon fight against Im Sama. I don't know if we're gonna see that.
Matt? Well, I'm telling you right now, what I want him to actually do is I want him to be essentially Madara versus the Five Hokage. I want him to body the Gorosei, not just beat one.
Oh yeah,
bro.
That should happen.
Disrespect their corpses, bro. Just fuck them up, okay? Please. And that's what I really want. And hopefully they won't off screen it like they did with the Five Kage. But you know what I mean?
Listen, bro. Listen. If we get Dragon versus the Five Goro, I've been saying this for the longest. Like Dragon versus the Gorosei. Like that's what I think. That's what I think we need. We need somebody to have that level of like dominance, where it's just like, okay, like we need that. I think the last person that we probably saw that with, where we're like, okay, like this nigga is crazy, was probably Whitebeard. In terms of like the opponents that he was fighting against.
Right.
So, bro, that would be my perfect scenario. Like if he fights against the Gorosei and then dominates them and then goes on to fight Im, maybe loses, maybe dies, that would be good too. But there's also something that I've been thinking about Dragon as well, is like, what if Dragon isn't like your, like, we've been thinking about bad revolutionaries and stuff. What if Dragon is that bad revolutionary where he's like, he's absolutely like, he's kind of the opposite of Akainu.
Oh, like he's a little too aggressive in his revolution, you mean?
Right. He's a little too aggressive in his revolution, and then maybe there's like some kind of disagreement between Luffy and Dragon.
I see.
But that's, I don't know if we're gonna have time for like.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. Like time is really running out, and I don't know if how Oda's gonna implement this final war arc. He's got to implement Elbaf in some way, he's got to implement all these incredible, all these subplots that he's laid out and over the course of the series that, would be disappointing if they just kind of went undealt with. And even Wano, I don't see it ending anytime soon. I'm going to be honest, like, we still have more to see with Kaido. Like, a lot of people are already writing Kaido off, and I know obviously Luffy's gonna win this fight. It's very clear he's going to, but Kaido still got to show his awakening, and we got to see what's going on with that, because he definitely has it, bro. He's got to. So final form Kaido versus Gear 5th Luffy, bro. That incredible stuff. Then we have all the other fights that haven't been resolved on the other levels. We still got some content that Oda needs to get to, so I just don't know where Dragon fits in all that, man. It's crazy.
I really can't wait to see that awakening from Kaido.
Yeah, and not to mention the what's gonna happen with all of the goddamn warlords that are being dealt with the Marines. Are we gonna see all that? Are we gonna skip that? Oh, bro, I'll be so fucking pissed if we just get a news coup of fucking. Oh, this is what happened, bro. Don't do that shit, Oda.
You know that.
Don't
you know
do
that's what's gonna
that.
happen.
No.
You know that's what's gonna
no.
happen, Zoro. You know that's what's
Bro,
gonna happen.
I will be violent. I'll be mad.
Zoro, your hopes are too high. Your hopes
Come
are too
on,
high,
bro.
my
You
boy.
can't build that up and then fucking news coup it
Zoro,
off, bro.
Zoro, you gotta.
Nah,
Zoro, you
nah.
gotta. Bro, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't think that that's like the best thing to do. I don't. I think that that's actually nasty.
That's
but
mean. That would be mean to do that shit. That's disrespectful, honestly. But you know, we'll see what happens, bro. Thank you for the super chat, page 1. I look like beige, bro. Come on, bro. Don't disrespect me like that.
Yo, what? That's disrespectful.
You don't even have a stash. What do you mean? That's mad disrespectful, bro. Come on. Is that like an Italian thing, or is it just like because I'm a thick boy? What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say? I don't know. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
All right, yo, but I think we're gonna wrap up, Matt. No, bro, appreciate you pulling up, stopping by. You know what I'm saying? This was a good discussion, bro. We talked about a lot of stuff, One Piece related, a lot of other stuff as well. Matt went off on a dude who deserved it. Yo, any final words you have, Matt? This has been a fun stream.
Nah, man. Just thank you for letting me come.
Bro,
through,
you
bro.
are always invited to the GLC. You know how it is. You are honorary member of the GLC squad. You know how it is. You know, absolutely.
Yeah,
So yeah, man. Everyone in the chat, of course, like the video. Do all the. You know what to do, bro. We got 160 people in here. Hit that like button. We haven't even got 100 likes. Come on, bro. What are you guys doing? Like that video. Hit the subscribe button, bell notification. You know the deal. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Thank you to all the super chats. Thank you to the new followers as well. Yeah, man, the bidders. You guys are all amazing. I appreciate everyone. And what's today? Friday? I think I'm going to be streaming on Sunday, so keep an eye out for a stream on Sunday. I might do some gaming stuff, maybe some Monster Hunter. Matt, maybe? Matt?
Yeah, let's get that Monster Hunter in, bro.
Get some Monster Hunter on Sunday. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, have a good night. Take care, and stay safe.